Hi there, I'm Heather. I'm 34 years old and I'm from Mashed Up Minds on Facebook. You'll find me on there. Today's topic, I wanted to talk about working or not working with mental health issues that we face. Now, I don't personally work. I know few people do work. And I just want to know people's views on that, if possible. If you feel up to that, discussing that. It's just, I do quite a few topics on things and do a few talks on things like this. And this one's about working or not working. Like I say, I don't work. I find it very hard to have a full-time job. Cool, blimey, I wouldn't be able to hold it down. I work back to front to most people. Now, what I mean is I can, like most people, will be nervous starting a first day at a job. That's called normal nerves. That's what a normal person would have. That's normal anxieties. Abnormal anxieties is what comes under mental health, I guess. It's where the first day most people will be nervous, of course, starting their first day at work. I won't be. I think it's because I'm not expected to know much about the job. They take it easy on you the first day. You can ask and ask again. No one really, you can sort of just potter about really, can't you? And then the second day is still the same pretty much. It depends what job, obviously, but after about a week or so, people expect you to know what you're doing. And they also expect you to talk more, well, maybe the job doesn't involve talking. I don't know what the job is, but to be sociable. Now, after that week, I might not be sociable. I'll have up and down days. And that's what people don't really understand. That's why I couldn't hold down a job. In the past, I quit loads of jobs because of that. So the first 2 days, people would think I was okay. And then after about a week or two, I wouldn't still be making a few mistakes. Not so much mistakes as in the actual job itself. I'd say silly mistakes due to my own anxieties. I don't know, I could be working on the till and I'd have the social phobia come in with people coming up to me. Obviously I'm dealing with people, and I'd be all right with some people and some people not. It would just come at any time. And sorry, I'm having a bit of a blank freeze, and that happens as well. The joys of mental health. Do bear with me. Yeah, as I was saying, I think it's important that I just couldn't work out from one day to the next how I was going to be. I'd turn up for work, but I wouldn't fully be aware. I wouldn't really be there. I'd be doing the motions, but it was just so hard. I'd be exhausted by the end of the day, not from the actual work itself, but exhausted mentally because I've put on a front, I've put on a mask, I've had to tense all my muscles up, that in itself, because I'm so tense from the anxiety. And yeah, like after a week or so of being in the job, people would come up and say hello to me and talk to me, and I couldn't, I'd say hello back, I can just about cope with that, but I don't know what else really to say. Some people say, well, you're there to work, you don't have to hold down a conversation, you turn up, do the job, that's it. And I wish I could just take on that advice and do it, but so many times where there's small talk, for example, I worked at Morrison's once, and it was break time. I was told to come off the till, go for my 15-minute break, and that was torture to me. Most people with anxiety would actually love that 15-minute break. For me, I'll tell you why. I'd go to my locker room. I'd go to the cafe part, but before I even walked through them doors to the cafe part, I'd look through the door to see who was sitting where. And this is where I'm coming from. And I'd open that door into a room full of people, and it was just a nightmare for me. I couldn't enjoy my 15-minute break. So then I thought to myself, well, why don't you avoid the cafeteria and go outside? So that's what I did for a little while. And that was okay for a little while, but you still got the stomach churning and everything going on. And people think as the weeks go on in a job that you're going to get better. The anxiety will somehow go away. But it doesn't. It didn't. Not with mental health. Not when you've actually got a mental health illness. It doesn't go away. You'll have up days where you're okay, but never feel too relaxed on them days. Not to be negative, but if you've actually got a proper mental health illness, you're going to have a low day again. And you never know when that's going to happen. So that's what I mean. It was never stable with me. And I always ended up quitting jobs. So I feel like I'm in no man's land, and I always feel like I'm not achieving anything in life. I'm not doing anything. I'm a mum to 2 lively little boys, and it's great being a mum. That is a job in itself. And I do from home, but it's come to a point where I just want to do something for myself. And I've realised about freelancing and blogging. And that's something that I want to try and get into, because mental health lies a great passion in my heart for that. So by talking about it is a start. I think working from home when you've got a mental health illness and you want to do something is a great opportunity, and you should be able to do that. But it's so hard to get into. I mean, I remember when I first heard about stuffing envelopes as a job, and that was a big con from what I could work out. And then there's loads of things that, there's Unique, there's Avon, there's loads of things online you can do. There's always a setup fee. I mean, everything's going to have a certain thing to it, a fee or a problem to start with. But it's something you either do or you don't, I guess. Other things, working from home. See, I also thought about tutoring and childminding. Now, yes, I would have to see to the parents on a regular basis. I'd have to see to the children, and I'd have to take the children out, because that's the whole point of having children. If they're going to be in your care, you want to take the children out to parks, blah, blah, blah. And there was a lot of paperwork involved in that. So I decided to go into tutoring, and that's one-to-one tuition. And I'm still trying to do that. I'm just setting that up, getting all the qualifications at the moment for that. That would involve, the parent dropping the child off. And I'm I like English, and that it was where what I would do is English with the children. And that involves just having the child around, because I love children. And that's working from home, and you haven't got the parent looking over your shoulder, sort of thing, so to speak. You've just got you and your child there, you and the child. But then I think to myself, how much does an hour's tuition cost most people? It's around about 15-20 quid an hour, on an approximate there. And I think that's not gonna, it's not worth coming off benefits. And that's another thing, benefits. And it's horrible being on benefits. And I think if you don't work at all, because sometimes you can be that depressed and down that you don't even want to work from home. You definitely couldn't hold down a proper job. You can't work from home. You just don't want to do nothing. And I totally get them people. I totally understand how you can feel that low and how it does get to you. Because I've been there, and it's not nice. And then on a better day, because there'll always be a better day, it might not seem it, but there is a better day. It might not be 100% better, but it's maybe 10%, 5% better, but it's better. And on them better days, I think, oh, I'll do something from home. But it's so limited, the things you can do from home. And I really think if you want to work and do something from home. So I'd like to hear your views. You know, do you work? Do you not work? Do you work from home? You know, do you work as a full-time job? You know, how do you cope with that? You know, how do you face the difficulties? You know, do you get what I had when you have your break time? You know, silly little things, but them silly little things all add up. Yeah, it is hard trying to find that cliche. It's hard trying to do something for yourself when you've got anxiety and depression. But we've all got to try. We've all got to try. Thank you for listening.